It's on unraveling. It's on unraveling.
Shalom, shalom. We would like to welcome you to the Truth Be Told Flex podcast, where I am your host, Sha'ir Yeshub Judah, sitting alongside of Oxafah Yeshayahu. We're going to do it like we always do on every day that the Greeks call Thursday. We're going to have ourselves a great show. And if you have not done it yet, I ask that you would take time out and subscribe to the show and also hit that like button. With that being said, let's prepare ourselves to be edified.
With your mask on, check the me's, man, they about to get their blast on. Prophecy, interpretation, Isaiah 55:11, so it ain't no faking. Crack your dough, it's getting close. I'm here to tell you, just in case you didn't know. Listen in case you didn't know.
Right, all right. We would like to welcome you to the Truth Be Told Flex podcast, where I am your host, Sha'ir Yeshub Judah. We also have with us Oxafah Yeshayahu. How you doing, brother? I can't hear you.
Aha, I'm on your level now. Shalom, Yasharala.
Yeah.
Shalom. You ready for a great show? There's some interesting
Yeah, you
things we
did.
didn't think. You got me?
Man,
You there?
everything is moving slow. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
here. I am here. Everything is moving extra slow, brother. I don't know what's going on. That's what I was saying. Uh, that I'm paying the same gun price for
Yeah.
my internet, but for some gun reason, it's not working the same as it normally work and as it should work. And it is. I'm not going to lie to you. It is causing a problem, man. It's. I don't like this.
Yeah.
I
Before
don't
we
like it at
hit
all.
record, it was going back and forth real slow. I got kicked out twice already.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know, if it has anything to do with 5G that they're starting to implement. I don't know what it is, but I know it's irritating. And that's the thing about technology, is that it's great when it's working right, but as soon as technology stop working the way that it's supposed to work, it can go from good to bad like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It can go from good. I'm loving it. Then you got one malfunction, and it's like, wait a minute, man.
That one thread. That
This is
one
not
thread.
supposed to be right.
That
That
one.
one exactly. That one thread, brother. That one thread. But hey, we gonna get through this, sir, by the grace of the Most High. There's a lot coming up on the show I would like to inform our audience about. On the 30th, I believe that will be next week. We're going to have a part of a series that is hosted by Yapa Q. She's going to be on, and we're going to have a couple of artists that are going to be on. The name of her series is called Took Me Out of That. And what she is doing is she is meeting up with people who is willing to tell their story. So it's almost going to be like that old testimony service. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How it used to be back in the day, right? And so
Real,
what we're going to do
the
is,
so-called time when it was, we call it real church, when it was fun and interesting to go to church. Well, it was in a Kojic. I don't know about any other denomination. We always partied in Kojic and had the testimonies right after the party.
man, look, it was the same though, man. As turned off as I am with Christianity, let me be one, to say that without the foundation of what I learned in Christianity, I would not be able to be where I'm at right now. And as a kid, I did enjoy my time in the old Seventh-day Adventist church that I went to, right? We had good programs. I was just caught up in the matrix along with my mom, who is the one that was responsible for being there. But she did it out of good heart, right? She did it because she thought that this is where we were supposed to be. But all praises to the Most High. He has brought us out of that darkness and into a marvelous light. and I wouldn't have it no kind of way, brother.
Go.
Somebody sent me. I'm not going to say a name on who it was, but someone sent me a text today, a Jesus text, um, with a quote from a Ellen G. White book, and also Max Lucado, a Christian author, right? I believe he's a pastor as well, right? Max Lucado. And when they sent it to me, I looked at it, man, and I immediately went to YouTube and found Drawback Jacob. And I sent them The Secret Identity of African Americans. I'm like, hey, if you feel comfortable, and you already know how I feel about this Christian Jesus stuff. If you feel comfortable enough to hit my phone up with Jesus, well, every time you hit me up, I'm going to hit you with the truth. You know what I'm saying? One of us going to fold, and I guarantee it ain't going to be me. You know, it is not going to be me. Well, somebody going to fold, right? But yeah, I thought that was interesting. We got a great show lined up, Oxify. You can see what the title of the show, which is Death by Prescription, which is actually what inspired that title will probably be the last story that we get to. So we're going to be leading up to why we calling this Death by Prescription, but we got some good stuff going on. I do want to make note that we're going to be talking about the virus. We're going to be talking about the cocktail. But I'm not in no way trying to convince people not to take the cocktail.
Right.
Because people now have
done. That's over with.
Exactly. That's over with.
That's you're old, man. If you don't know by now, then hey, that's on you. We didn't.
If you don't, what? Exactly. So you got two groups of people already that's done drawn a line, and everybody done took their side. You got those who was going to take it, and you got those who was not going to take it. And there's no sense of trying to convince people, not to, because they are crafty in what it is that they do. I've seen it with my own two eyeballs, people saying, nah, I'm not going to take it. And then they switch the agenda up just a little bit. They just tweak it just a little bit. And them same ones that say that they not going to take it, they be running down there going to take it. You know what I'm saying? And the ones that's the funniest to me, Oxify, is them Jesus lovers who say, I know that, that it might not be right, but I put it in Jesus' hand. I put it in God's hand.
Yeah.
They funny to me. I'm not gonna lie to you, right?
You know what I found about them. And I don't want to bash on them too much, but I be seeing them in the stores with their mask on, faithful and blessed, with their face covered up, man.
With their face covered up. It's an individual that I know, man, that's vegan, lives a vegan lifestyle. Know this individual is healthy, man. This individual has lived over a half a century by 12, right? By 72 years old. I'm thinking I'm saying this age, right? I know they have put in a half a century plus 10 for sure, right? Individual is a Jesus lover, but this particular person, man, is scared of this virus that's out here. And I don't understand. How can you be so in love with Jesus, whom you call your Lord and Savior, and you walking around and, you walk around here all covered up, looking like you from the Middle East, spraying stuff all in the air, talking about it's your defense. What are you're probably the most healthiest person in all the room, but yet you the one that's scared.
Yep.
And you got Jesus on your side.
like I tell people
Jesus.
At my job, I tell people, man, last time we trusted Jesus, our black asses ended up over here picking cotton. Last time. Come on now.
Hey, but we don't forget about that though, right?
Yeah,
we don't even think about that no more.
Nah.
We don't even think about that no more. But yeah, man, let's get into this show, brother. The new normal, man. The new normal. And brother, the new normal, that's what they call it.
I didn't heard one of those 2 times in one day. New normal.
Right. I'm a hold on one second here. Get my notes together. That's it right there, ain't it? Yeah, I got it right there. Okay, then I'm doing too much. I got them right there. Yeah, man, a new normal, dude. It says that doctors say the fully vaccinated people are going to test positive with Omicron, man.
Yep. Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna repeat that. Doctors say that fully vaccinated people are going to test positive with Omicron. And it goes on to say that it's our new normal. So
Yeah.
the question that I have is, what's the point of all of this that we're going through right now? What are we doing? And also, I want to make mention as well, and I didn't mention this to you, so, don't look at me crazy when I say this, but this show do have potential to go over a little bit than what normal is. This show has the potential to do that. So,
Come, come,
just to let it, yeah, I know that's your first time hearing it as well, but
come.
you can talk about me when it's over with, but rock with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rock with me. But what's the point? What's the point of the song and dance, brother?
Oh man, they put it out. When I think when the jab was first coming out and people was getting it, they wanted to hear up. It's try to throw little bitty seeds out there by saying, hey, it's okay to get the jab. You may feel a little bit of symptoms, and the more people was getting it, it turned to when the Delta came out. Okay, the old jab, it's going to help prevent worse than what the Delta can do. Now that this Omicron is out, they just flat out said you still gonna get sick, but what is it cause? It don't cause you to die as fast. Basically, what they said in a nutshell. It can slow the process down.
Yeah.
It slow it down. You just won't get it right away. You still may be tested positive, but you may be asymptomatic now.
And
So
that's crazy. That's crazy within itself too, because they even say in this article that we're about to go into, right? They say that that the cocktail was never meant to keep you from getting it, but it was meant to keep you from going to the hospital. That
yeah,
makes no sense. I mean, who going takes a shot for something that's going to just keep you from going to the hospital? You see, that makes no sense. If I'm supposed to give you my body and allow you to put something in me, you need to give me a guarantee.
yep,
Give me a guarantee that I'm not going to suffer from what it is that you're scaring me about. You done got the whole world scared, and now you saying that fully vaccinated, whatever that is, because they change the definition of fully vaccinated all the time. Every day I wake up, there's a brand new definition on what fully vaccinated is. First, fully vaccinated was when you got your 2 doses. Then fully vaccinated is once you got your 2 doses and your booster shot, right? Now I heard them saying that no lie, I heard them talking about another booster
yeah,
outside of the booster that they already trying to give people. So left up to them, you'll never be fully vaccinated to begin with. But the point is, why? Get the cocktail. And I'm not trying to convince nobody again. I want to say this, sure. This sure is one of them, duh. Right. That's what this conversation, this is a duh conversation.
right.
Why get the cocktail if you telling me I'm still going to test positive for it?
Well, that's on the same scales of, hey, let's get married, but sign this prenup just in case. I got a prenup for you. Hey, I love you and everything, but I don't trust you. I
You know
love
what
you and
this
everything.
is?
What's up?
You know what this is, man?
What's
This
that?
is a prime example of when you allow people
Mm-hmm.
to take advantage of you just one time.
Yeah,
And the people in this case will be the government and scientists. This is a prime example of when you allow people to take advantage of you just one time. Remember when all of this happened? We talking March 2020, when all of this happened. They shut down everything. Whole world came to a stop. Everything was dead silent. No sports, no nothing, no work, no traffic. Oh, 630, that was the emptiest 635 that ever been since 630 in the existence of 635.
For 635 back then, man. And I'm telling you, man, I used to have to go on the side road to get to my job. Now, it was clear. And not only that, you had to have permission slip to be out at a certain time.
Had to have permission slips to be, you had to be what they call what's the,
some type of work.
what was it? It was some kind of essential. You had to be an essential worker to be out, right? I remember what they told us when all of this was happening. They said as soon as we get a vaccine, everything is gonna go back to normal.
Yep, just the new normal.
That's what they told us. So the people, right? And I'm saying us, like but the people was like, yeah, we got to get. And as soon as the vaccine come out, now they talking about fully vaccinated people can still test positive for Rona. Not only that, I'm watching the big nose Jew Fauci saying that yes, after he swore before the mask mandate was, remember. No, you don't have to wear a mask. In fact, that's going to hinder you from breathing. This is what he said. I'm not making this up. Then he come back a couple of weeks later. We got to wear a mask. Now he's saying that even fully vaccinated people got to wear a mask. This is what happened when you let people, i.e. the government, take advantage of you,
and scientists.
And scientists. Now, all you people, y'all sitting around here looking dumb now. They told us, and we gave them our arm, let them jab us, and now they talking about we gonna still, what's the point of all the testing if fully vaccinated along with unvaccinated people can test positive? Why are we testing?
Yeah, because Omni is something different, man. Omni is something different. Omni, they say, can float around in you, don't hurt you as much as this, and don't take that much energy from you, but it's the most powerful one. I guess that's the one. I guess that's the virus they came up with for the asymptomatic folks. That's as close as I can get with that one.
The asymptomatic people, man, people walking around here really thinking that they asymptomatic. To you people, I'm telling you, you're not asymptomatic. You ain't got nothing.
Hey, man, if we could spell that should have been the name of the show.
You don't have nothing, man. What around? Oh, yeah. I heard a lady today, yesterday at work. So-and-so test positive, so-and-so. But none of them was showing any signs of it because they don't have anything. That's why. Right. This is the article. Check this out right here, man. I'm just to scroll down to something in the article. It says, as the highly contagious Omicron variant quickly spreads across the country, a respiratory specialist says America should expect to see more breakthrough cases of COVID-19 in fully vaccinated people. And that's fine. Listen to this. That's fine. Speaking on the Today Show, Dr. Vin Gupta from the University of Washington said they're forecasting that cases are going to rise in both vaccinated and unvaccinated, but those with their shots are going to be protected against severe illness. We have to get comfortable with fully vaccinated folks testing positive. That's going to be our new normal. Why are we testing? Tell me, why are we testing if everybody across the board are going to test positive? There's no, you test because you want to have like, what's the word I'm looking for? You got to have a measuring stick on, okay, well, before this year, this is where we were at. Now we're testing and this is where we're at, right? So that shows that we're doing better. You got all of these people vaccinated and you got unvaccinated people and everybody testing positive. What's the point of testing?
Well, on Good Morning America, they was talking about this same thing we talking about. couple of days ago, and they had I guess the white lady was a doctor or whatever she was. She wasn't making no sense. So obviously she was a doctor in the science. So she was saying the Delta, right? As they was doing testing with the Delta was going up, and then it went down and up, and so we was able to see that. But with Omicron, it just stays up and just keep moving and moving and moving ever since it came from West Africa. And the problem is
South
South
Africa.
Africa,
South
South
Africa.
Africa. And the problem is the people that just keeping it going up and up are the unvaccinated. See, those are the ones that
How can you prove that if vaccinated people are testing positive too? How are you going to say it's the unvaccinated people's fault?
what they need to prove. She's a scientist and a doctor. That proves everything. You see them credentials on her wall? That proves it.
And this is the thing too. You said that she said that with the Delta variant it go up and it go down, but with the Omicron it just stays the same. It's staying the same because you are steady testing. Look, man, I don't care. I wish I could explain what I'm saying. Maybe I'm not saying this right, but I hope that I am. Look,
you can't make
your
sense
numbers will never go down. Your numbers can and they never will go down if you continue testing. Now you have with this here, with this article right here, you are proving that you have absolutely no reason to test. Before the vaccines and before all of this came, I can see you testing because you got to know who got what, right? We got to know who got what so we can treat it, and we got to know, who is affecting more than the other, right? Now you telling me that fully vaccinated people, whatever that is, fully vaccinated people and unvaccinated people are going to test positive. Fully vaccinated people and unvaccinated people still got to wear a mask. Fully vaccinated people and unvaccinated people can still spread the virus. Fully vaccinated people and unvaccinated people are still going to get sick. What are we testing for?
Yeah. And as you was talking, and I'm laughing while you talk because it reminded me of another thing I be saying. They work, man. You got all you was a nerd in school, this, that, and other, or you dropped out of school, and we working in the same place. I didn't drop out. I graduated. You did. You didn't care to go back to get no type of degrees or nothing. But we working side by side together. So it don't matter if you test or not. We still gonna be up in the same spot. So they doing all these tests and trial runs that they say they doing, and nothing is being taken care of. The only thing that's happening is more jabs coming out and more variants is coming out. I'm still confused on, hell, Delta just came out. I'm pretty sure Delta like, oh, okay, so what I do now? Y'all got a brand new.
And you know what's crazy? They say that the Omicron it spreads faster, but it's not as severe as the Delta. So if it's not as severe as the Delta, why is it in the news every day? You are generating fear. The same thing that they did with HIV. And we're going to get there before this show is over with. But the exact same thing that they did with HIV is the exact same thing that they're doing with this Omicron, COVID-19, coronavirus, whatever it is you want to call it. And they call it COVID-19. You can't call it coronavirus because coronavirus is something that has been around since for eons. Yeah. Coronavirus is a cold, it's a flu. This is another reason why I know that this is a genetically engineered virus that is bothering people because you had to give it a tag of your own, COVID-19, right? And I was reading an article the other day, and it said that something about the virus that causes COVID-19. And I'm looking at that, I said, well, what the hell does this mean? So now you telling me that there is a virus that causes COVID-19? I thought COVID was the virus.
Yeah, because it moves and it mutates and it makes itself powerful like a virus do. So there's a virus that causes a virus. You weren't supposed to take that. You were supposed to read that and be like, oh man, let me go get jabbed up.
If people were to just stop and listen, not hear, but listen to what these folks are telling them in the news. If people was to just stop and listen, they would see the foolishness behind all of this that's going on right now, man. It's not that difficult to see, but they are so crafty in what it is that they do. Man, they've been doing this since the invention of bear aspirins, man. People don't know that bear in the early 1900s killed thousands of people, and they blamed it on the Spanish flu. It was an aspirin. They was making people believe that they was sick. They would go to the doctor and they were prescribing them bear aspirins, and people was taking 3 and 4, 5, 6 aspirins a day and turning up their livers and dropping dead, and they was blaming it on the Spanish flu.
Don't they do that with all the diseases?
Say, man, the earth was given to who?
To the wicked.
To the hands of the wicked, man. Earth was given to them people, man. And these people are crafty and they are smart in what it is that they do.
Yep.
Listen to this right here, man. I wanted to read this part right here because this here, hold on, let me type this in. Hold on.
But as I was saying, but man, it's they got to be crafty. They've been doing it. Let's just say they started with bear, which we know they haven't. The bear ass. They've been doing it. Okay, that failed. Let me keep what made it and just change up a little what failed. All right, let's add that to okay, something else failed in it. So they gonna keep on going and going. They've been doing it since what? Babylon. Figuring out, okay, what's wrong, let's fix what's wrong, but keep everything that's right. Let's just fix that one thing that's wrong and add it to everything that's right. Now let's try that. And they kept going and going and going and adding to it. So they got to be very crafty and careful of what they're doing. But when they
are crafty and they're very careful, because the problem is, like I said several shows back, man, that the TV is probably the worst weapon that is ever known to man. The TV is a weapon that's way worse than an atomic bomb. It's worse than any AK-47 that shoots 7.62s. It's worse than any AR that shoot 226 or 5.56. It's worse than any 45 caliber ACP. It's worse than what's that poison name? Arsenic. The TV is deadly because once they put a narrative out there and people believe it, they can come back and say that they lied. But what's going to stick in people's head is that first narrative that they put out there, man. This is why people are still scared of HIV. HIV does not exist. They have not proven that it exists. We're going to get there. I'm not trying to put the horse before the buggy, right? The cart before the buggy. We're going to get there. But the reason why is because they told you. This is what they told you. And because they told you that, now you believe that this is true. Just because a lie has been repeated 1,000 times, it never become true.
Right.
Never. It would never become true. They are trying their best, Ian, to create us into abominations, man.
Yeah. And we giving them a helping hand with it too.
How much medication can one body take? How much foreign substance can one body take? It's the question. You go from, okay, we got an emergency use authorization for Pfizer. We got an emergency authorization use for Johnson & Johnson.
I don't think they did that. I know they did it with Pfizer and Moderna. Johnson. They just said, here y'all go.
They just muscled their way in there, huh? Right?
We got a one shot. Here you go. Oh, and it can stand a regular refrigerator. You ain't got to do all that cold stuff to it.
Now all of a sudden you got to have two. And even if you got the JJ, which is supposed to be the one shot, now you can go get you a booster of any one that you want. So if I got Pfizer running around in me, now I could go get Moderna or AstraZeneca, whatever they call it, or Johnson & Johnson. It don't matter. So now I got 2 or 3 different doses of foreign stuff running around in my body, cutting and pasting my DNA.
And if you don't want to get stabbed, here's a pill.
They got the pill. They got the pill.
There's a pill.
Well, now you can start killing yourself at home because that's what they say in the article. That's what they say in the article. Now you can just take the pill at the house now. So now you can just start committing suicide at the house, right? I know I'm walking on eggshells on this, but hey, bro.
Hey, so you can have a pen dispenser at home and just flip them in your mouth.
Check this out. We're gonna hit this here, then we're gonna hit the music break. Then we're gonna come on back.
All right.
We're gonna come back and we're gonna get to our next story. Respiratory viruses. This is in the article from People's Magazine. It says, with respiratory viruses, we can't ever prevent positive tests or mild symptoms. So again, I ask, why are we testing? If you can never prevent it, why are we testing? If you can never prevent it, I'm gonna tell you why they are testing, and then I'm gonna finish reading this. They got to keep testing so the numbers can keep skyrocketing, so they can continue to take away from you what little, very minute little. I know that's a oxymoron, not an oxymoron, redundant. What I just said, very redundant, very minute little freedoms that we have. Look, NHL done already pulled out of the Olympics.
For real?
Don't you think that it's strange that all three major sports right now is having COVID-19 problems?
With some major
NBA got high numbers. NFL got high numbers. National Hockey League, all of a sudden out of the blue, everything been going fine. Now all of a sudden out of the blue, we got all of these high numbers because you testing.
Right.
Trump told y'all that when he was in office. Trump said, stop testing.
Nope.
I'm probably gonna lose some subscribers after that. Also, he's supporting Trump. Trump said stop testing. If you stop testing, the numbers will go down. Did he lie?
Nope.
Did he lie? They said that we could never prevent a positive test or mild symptoms. They're totally okay, and that's what we expect. If they're okay, again, I ask, why are you testing?
They tell on themselves, man. They tell on themselves, they give themselves away with all the information. But they do it in a word.
Why are you testing?
In wordplays where we can't catch it. You got to listen and break stuff down what they say in order to catch what they talking about.
Well, you really got to know that they your enemy to catch what they talking about. See, and that's the problem with a lot of us is that we don't realize that they are in. They think that Fauci is their friend.
Oh man, I didn't heard plenty of us say that when I bring up. Oh man, because I mean, what have he said that's wrong? I trust him. That's what he's talking about.
That's dangerous. I trust him. I trust him. I trust him. He said that that's totally okay, and that's what we expect. The vaccines are doing exactly what they should be for respiratory viruses. They're keeping people out of the hospital, and that's a success. For the unvaccinated, though, the next few months could be dire as Omicron spreads. Gupta warned. Let me read a little bit more that we gonna have to make it. He says, myself and colleagues, check this out. Myself and colleagues at hospitals across the country were expecting, frankly, I'm going to take this back to the top of this article. Watch this here, man. These folks be telling on themselves, just like you say. Myself and colleagues at hospitals across the country were expecting, frankly, 10,000 weekly deaths, week over week, well into the beginning of March, he said. So this is going to be very difficult 3 or 4 months ahead. Now, watch this. He said that up here, where's it at? Here it is. I'm going to highlight this. As the highly contagious Omicron variant quickly spreads across the country, a respiratory specialist says America should expect to see more breakthrough cases of COVID-19 in fully vaccinated people. That's your 10,000s weekly deaths over the weeks.
And
But they gonna blame it on unvaccinated people. It is more people vaccinated than unvaccinated. We are at a point now with the numbers, if you be real with it, that unvaccinated people should not make the hospitals crumble. You should not get an overflux of unvaccinated. You see what I'm saying? Where the workers can't keep up. You have more people with that crap in them than not.
Yeah,
so if we start seeing,
they say it's like 80% people vaccinated, 95% people vaccinated. It's just a little small margin of unvaccinated people that we need to just get to. It's
come on now. So if we start seeing people dropping off like flies, I'm telling you right now, if they telling you that it's the unvaccinated people, they lying.
Yeah.
They lying. Jay Lunch, the name of the song is Move. This is free use. When we come back, we're going to get into your new COVID-19 vaccination passport. What it's going to look like. What it's going to look like. Yes, indeed.
Alarm clocks, man, I couldn't wait for morning. Wake up to read scripts, stretch my learning. Taking joy with me, scratch the moaning. The want to be better had me skip the yearning. My process, step one, stare in the mirror. Step two, acknowledge my error. The sooner the better. Gave me a rhythm, the bonus. I gain new life and I seek to clone it. King of my castle, I seek to own it. By the power of God, I'ma seize the moment. Every brother in this space, this is righteous owning. Get right music, get atonement. Zeroing on Torah like missiles homing. They can't put a stop to the ball that's rolling. Establish the culture they thought was frozen. A dinosaur appeared just to get you moving. Man, move, 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 move. Everybody move. This is what joy is like. High sight when I grab the mic. Man, I'm trying to tell them move, 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 move. Everybody move. This is what joy is like. High sight when I grab the mic. Man, I'm trying to tell them move. We gon' make you move. We gon' make you move. Enjoying a feast day, this the pop off. That Easter religion is just a knockoff. I never really mean no harm, just singing along. And one day had the sound of your alarm. Blow the trumpet, uplift them horns. We need to be set apart to your heart and not them garms. Come together, y'all, watch us swarm. It's getting knee deep in yes around. I check the charm, the death's getting paid. Hallelujah though. Matthew chapter 6, that's for us to know. This the sound of many waters for us to flow. Hit the rock and you might explode. Knife and toe, cut the foolishness. Is nice to know. If she betray you 3 times in the cock will crow. Be a light in the darkness and watch it grow. They so ready to hate us despite the glow. Trying to tell them move, 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 yeah, move. Everybody move. Yeah. This is what joy is like. High sight when I grab the mic. Man, I'm trying to tell them move, 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 move. Everybody move. This is what joy is like. High sight when I grab the mic. Man, I'm trying to tell them move. We gon' make you move. We gon' make you move. Gotta get up and move. Acting like we ain't the salt of the earth or something. It feel good. Look, I know we get these scripts all the time. But it feel good to move for Yahoo. We gon' make you move. Yeah. We gon' make you move. And I'm telling you, have a beautiful day. Enjoy yourself. We gon' make you move. Yeah. We gon' make you move. We gon' make you love. Try to move. Try to move. Try to move.
All right, all right, all right, all right.
I like that.
I like that, man.
I like
I,
that.
I was tell, I told my wife, I said, man, they got a funk groove
I was
to
gonna
it,
say,
man.
I know you like because of the funk beat.
Yeah, they got a funk groove to it, man. That right there
Yeah.
is Jay Lutz, and the name of that song is Move.
Move.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. So you see it at the bottom of the screen. There it is. So you won't think that I'll be making this up.
Man,
And this has been this. What year was it? Safa. It was mid-90s when they started moving from paychecks to putting everything on debit cards.
uh, no, I'd say towards the end, well, when I started working, I towards the end, they was trying to get away from all that, and I didn't know what the card was. So I was used to checks. So yeah, I want to say mid-90s towards the end of the 90s
It
when they
was like
started that.
mid-90s towards the
Yeah,
end. And even
yeah,
before then, because we have to understand that the things that these people do, they do them. They don't be rash decisions.
no,
There be things that already be in place years before we see them.
right.
For instance, the virus that we're dealing with right now, I saw a video of when Barack Obama was in office, and he was letting us know then that this day was going to come. In a speech that he was making, that there will one day be a time when we may be faced with the virus. And it may economically hurt us and damage us, but we have to. He was letting us know then what's happening now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They don't just up and say, hey, this is what we fist to do. Event 201, prime example.
right.
Event 201. So the day that your employer, if you're old enough to remember, because there is a whole generation of kids up under us who know absolutely nothing but debit cards, probably never seen a paper check, right?
Yeah,
But if you're old enough to remember the day that your employer say, look, we're no longer, and I remember the
I
reason too.
remember.
They always have a reason. We're no longer going to use paper checks. We're going to start putting all of our money on debit cards in a bank. And if you don't have a debit card, every company if you don't have a debit card, well, we got a debit card for you. Well,
Yeah,
what's the reason? Why are we no longer using the paper check? Because we got to save the trees.
there we
I
go.
remember
I'll
that's
say,
what they were saying.
please say that stupid reason they kept saying. They kept, man, we got to save the environment. It's good for the environment. You know, we want to save the trees and all that. But I'm living in Georgia, you know, a little bit after that time, and they chopping down every tree that was on 20, taking down all them
Knocking them
trees.
down.
You go by, you just chop down by this Six Flags area. Where was that? It used to be full of trees all around it, man. I'm talking about they pull all that down. You can see straight down the road now.
And Georgia
And
got
then when
nothing
I'm
but
watching in my
trees.
head, I thought, huh?
I said in Georgia,
Said,
full of trees.
oh, yeah, it's a valley. Yeah, it's jungle full of trees. So I'm like, man, y'all sitting here
Full
just
of
chop down all
trees.
the trees. It didn't make sense that y'all, and where the tree huggers at when they was doing all this? A lot went through my mind.
Right? But they wasn't doing that to save trees. They was doing that because they were starting to implement the digital world. The
Yeah,
thing with, I think I spent the last of my cash. I don't have any more cash, but I do have this. The thing with cash is that when you spend cash, it can't be traced.
nope.
You don't have a paper trace on cash. You go to the store, you buy something, and you get your good, and you buy your good with cash. All you got is the receipt to prove that you bought it, so that the police standing at the door can't say that you stole it. But there is nothing in cyber world to say what you bought.
Right. Hold on. Let me turn my light on.
Okay. But if you take cash out of people's hands and you put this in their hands, every time you make a transaction, that transaction is being recorded. And people can go back in that history and they can see exactly what you bought, exactly when you bought it, and how much you had. And you see what I'm saying? It's being recorded.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, they got a lot of people in trouble on them crime shows when they, trace back to the person that bought the rope, what they bought the rope from, what time it was. I said, man, that is a real paper trail. And then they said
Exactly.
also, if he would have used cash, he would have got away with it.
If he had to use cash, he'd have got away with it, right? Think about all of the people who are buying, guns and stuff, right?
Right.
The only way the government know who got what is because the majority of people purchase their firearms with credit cards or debit cards. Because if people was to go up in the dicks, or if they was to go up into Academy or Palamari Armory and purchase with cash, only thing they know is that this person came in here and bought something. They don't know what the person bought. You see? They was moving to the digital world.
Getting us conditioned for, and get us out that paper, get ready for this, and also get ready to start doing stuff online. Oh yeah, and get ready to save your information online. It's a lot they got us conditioned for, and they just smoothly brought it in.
Don't you know that online shopping is killing department stores?
Yes, it is. I told my wife that.
Online shopping.
I went up to Walmart and said, man, I parked and I just looked. I said, these people ordering their food, but coming up here to pick it up and leave. Man, you can go to any store now and see more of the employees pushing that little cart around shopping for everybody.
Right. Exactly. All you do is pull up and they'll bring it out to the car. But Amazon is killing the game. Amazon is killing the game, man. Amazon, people buy more stuff off of Amazon. I bet you that I haven't did the research and looked at the numbers, but I bet you Amazon, kids don't even know what Neiman Marcus is. Probably never heard of Neiman Marcus, man.
They can't afford to hear what Neiman Marcus is.
You know?
They can't.
Foley's back in the day, Sanger Harris. We had like these real department stores. Now what you got, Dillard's and Macy's. You know, these are these are like the last of the Mohicans, right? But the reason I'm going here is because this digital world, they are getting us conditioned. Just like you say, one of the things my wife fussing me all the time about is that I never have cash. And she's right. I should have cash on me. But I'm so conditioned, as old as I am, I'm so conditioned, just pull out the card, you know what I'm saying? And pay for it, going by my way, right? That I don't even be wanting cash on me, right? But I got a son that's done been here 2 times before, old soul. All he wanted, this brother told me he gonna take all his money and put it up under the bed. And he meant that.
Yeah. He mean what he say.
He meant that because he don't trust banks.
Right.
And I can't be mad at him, right? But look here, man. They coming with this here, an implanted microchip. Could be used to verify COVID-19 vax status. That's not all they're going to use it for.
No.
And I tell you, 2 shows before that COVID-19 is a Trojan horse.
This was a crazy article, and the clips that I followed up with behind the article, it was just crazy, man.
Crazy. It really is, man.
And then you had people doing examples who volunteered to get it. and said, "This is my integrity. I need to have this." Look, and they showed the example of the phone going across and reading the information and saying, "If I ever leave my phone at home, don't worry. People can scan it, and I don't need my phone. I get my passport if I want to." And of course, you
Listen
know
to
how many
that.
precepts hit my head as soon as I saw them videos.
Listen to that. I don't even need my phone because now I got all this information in me, on me. What's the point of
Right.
having a real ID? What's the point of having, you see what I'm saying? I mean, this microchip gonna take the place of your fingerprint. They ain't gonna even need your fingerprint no more
Nah,
because you got the microchip in you.
CDC just loosened isolation rules for health and workers aimed Omicron wave. And I'm gonna read that later when we get off and see what that's about.
Wow. Check this out right here, man. This is what I was asking you about. Listen to this verbiage right here, man. It says the human body is the next big platform. When you think of platform, what do you think of?
Shoot, like YouTube, something worldwide that everybody can see.
Platforms, computers.
Yep,
PlayStation 5 is a platform.
yep.
Xbox, that's a platform. Hey,
Some worldwide.
StreamYard, what we podcasting on, it's
Yeah,
it's a platform. They said that the human body is the next big platform. They telling you in their language that you are about to be connected to the digital world. Might as well plug you up, not beam
yep,
you up. Remember, they were beaming you up in the 80s and 90s.
yeah.
Now they finna plug you up, homie.
Plug you up. Yeah, you a player. Everybody be able to be access to you or see you or be in your business or whatever it can. Go ahead.
Look at that next. It said we are updating our bodies with technology on a large scale already with wearables. Updating. Listen to this language, man. They are creating abominations, man. People are no longer going to be people.
That's gonna be the new norm.
The human body is a platform. And you can update all platforms. You can update your PlayStation. You can
Yep.
update your Xbox. StreamYard put updates on their platform all the time.
Right.
A television is a platform. This dude said the human body is the next big platform, period. We are updating our bodies with technology on a large scale already with wearables, but all of the wearables we will wear today will be implantable in our bodies in 5 to 10 years, says whatever that dude name is, according to Tech 2025.
Wow. That name look like he's updated.
Man, that dude got a bunch of consonants where they don't belong. He got 2 vowels that look like they shouldn't be, and he ain't got no E in his name. So
I can't trust him. I can't trust him.
I can't trust him.
Whose second letter is a J? I can't trust you. I can't trust you.
See, this is where we're going. And I'm gonna tell you, wait a minute. There's something else.
Yeah.
Because I was talking about the money, right? Hold on, let me see if I can find it. There it is. I got it highlighted. We see chip technology as the next evolution in what?
Payment systems.
Payment systems. Much like micro markets have already replaced vending machines.
Sure have.
As a leader in micro market technology, we went to sleep one day and the vending machines was gone.
Yeah.
I don't even know if my kids know what a vending machine look like.
Yep.
See? It is important that 32M continues leading the way in advancements such as chip implants. The CEO of 3 Square Market. That's what 32M means, 3 Square Market, man. All of this should do, we're moving into, watch this word here. We are moving out of a democracy world to a technocracy world.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
Jerry Jones is a billionaire because of oil. Your new billionaires that are rising are going to be billionaires because of technology.
Hence the guy who invented Windows. Hence the car man. Yep.
See?
Hence the Virgin Mobile guy.
The plant, dude, the microchip. Hey, they say, hey, you know, it's gonna be so convenient that women now they don't even have to carry their purses because everything is gonna be there.
Yeah. That's what that woman said
From
on that
from
video.
from who you are to your bank account. It's gonna be right there. Your address, your bank account, everything. You walk to Walmart, instead of you pulling out your wallet with your card, just scan your hand up under the thing. After you scan your food, scan your hand. Out come your money. People
And
be
then
walking around.
they had a nerve to say, in quotes, in one of the articles, conspiracy theories yelling, real right. Well, we are saying this. I'm only being say, man. Mark our words is what we used to say.
Man, let's get to this next one, man, so we can go ahead and end the show because I don't want to keep the people too long. But yeah, I had to bring that up, man, because you know, this is what they've been moving to all along. We talked about the metaverse world, right? We never did come back. All of this is coming to full-fledged, man. The new God that is in the world is science. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite lines in Nacho Libre, I don't believe in science. No. I believe in God. They're making everybody a worshiper of science and people don't even know it. I heard Ricky Smiley today so excited because he bought the new iPhone 13. I guess I got the iPhone 13. That's be making other people. So how many people want the iPhone 13? Now they jealous of him. They listen to the morning show. Wow, he got the iPhone 13. Yeah. I'm gonna get it on my next paycheck. As soon as I get paid. And it's gonna take their whole check, but they gonna have the but they gonna have the iPhone 13.
They don't care.
They ain't gonna even be able to get it turned on. Hey, you gotta call me in 2 weeks when I get paid. Yeah. I just bought the phone. I can't get it turned on yet. So call me 2 weeks. I had the bill paid. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, because they gotta pay the payments on the phone. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. You know, but this is where we at, man.
Wait till I get some Wi-Fi. They usually say. But go ahead.
Let's get this next one in so we can get out of here, man. This is
that's the banger.
This is the banger, and this is the reason why the show was called Death by Prescription. This is why the show was called Death by Prescription. The FDA has approved the first HIV prevention injection. Now, the thing with HIV is that it has never been proven that it exists.
Right. It's just being talked about. It's just being movies. It's just being talked about. It's just being movies. It's just being examples out there, like certain basketball players that survived with it and all that. But there's never been proven that it exists.
And the same people that gave us HIV and AIDS is the same people that is giving us all of this stuff that we got going on right now. The exact same people.
Yeah.
His name was Robert Galileo and Anthony Fauci.
I remember when they took that YouTube thing down, right after everybody started sharing it about how he influenced AIDS into the black community and used to go out and watch them as pigs, guinea pigs. And as soon as that became popular, they snatched it right off of YouTube.
I have two quick video clips We're going to talk about this little article that I have, and we're going to get out of here, but I think this is going to be very edifying, man. HIV is the virus that they say that causes AIDS. This first video clip is about a young lady. Her name was Joyce Ann Hafer, I believe. You can Google her too, as a matter of fact, people. You can Google this lady. She was diagnosed with having HIV, which is the virus that causes AIDS, and she began to deteriorate as soon as she started taking the medication. And the medication was called, here we go again, man. Hold on. The medication was called AZT. That's what the medication was called, AZT. And we've all known somebody who have died from AIDS. All of us have. But the question is, what did they really die from, right? That's what the question is. Check this video here out.
AIDS drugs are classified as black box drugs. A black box drug is the most severe warning that our FDA will put on a product. It means you could die taking this because other people have died taking this.
My sister Joyce was my best friend. She's a great mom and just a very lively person.
In 2003, Joyce found out she was pregnant with a second child. She was offered an HIV test as standard prenatal care by her obstetrician.
She called me at work and she was like, I got something to tell you. And I was like, well, what is it? She said, I'm HIV positive. So I took a deep breath. I said, well, it's not the end of the world. And she said, well, Nell, I met this doctor today and he says, is there some medicines I can take that'll keep my baby from being HIV positive?
Nevirapine. Warning. Severe life-threatening skin reactions, including fatal cases.
One morning, she was covered in these welts and this rash. It was all over her face. It was all over her chest, all over her arms, her hands.
When they're talking about a rash that can kill you, they're talking about a drug that targets the actively replicating cells in your dermis, in your mucosal layers, in your intestine, and stops them from working. And what happens? Goodbye skin.
I would never take them. I don't have a problem with other people taking them, but I, as Griselda Kananda personally, looking at the side effects that they come with, looking at the toxins that they present in my body, not now, not ever.
I have patients tested in 1985. They were all advised to take treatment, but they declined the treatment for different reasons. Because they didn't want to take toxic drugs because they were feeling well at that time.
And how are they doing today?
They are still living.
Healthy?
Yeah.
Once we came to the conclusion that this drug that was causing this problem, irregardless of what the HIV was going to do, she was going to come off the drug no matter what.
If taking her off the drugs meant that she could sleep through the night and be happy for 6 months, that would be worth it rather than live in agony for 2 years or 12 months.
You hear a lot of doctors, you hear a lot of educators in age, you hear a lot of people talk about probably the drugs that are going to kill us before the disease does.
What are the drugs doing to the bodies? They're putting the bodies into coffins.
Before my sister started taking the drugs, she was healthy. After she started the drugs, she developed an allergic reaction, which made her look like a patient with full-blown AIDS. She was admitted to the hospital. She continued to spiral down. And within 37 days from her first date of taking the medicine, she was gone.
Wow. Wow. Ah,
Man, my bad. I looked over there too and said, man, make sure I turn this mic on so he won't talk about me. 37 days, I am, from the day she started taking the medications. She
wow.
died.
A little over a
I
month,
picked up
man.
little
That's fast. That's
and
fast.
let me also say where this video clip come from. Both of the video clips, they come from a documentary that is called House of Numbers. And you have to look hard to find it, okay? Because they don't, I mean, it's still there. I'm shocked that it's still there. I recorded that joke of the day because I said I don't never want to look for it no more, right? So I got it.
Right.
But the documentary is called House of Numbers, and it will blow your mind, man. And in this documentary, you will see that Robert Gallio, along with Anthony Fauci, when he was young, he used to be young, believe it or not, they are the two that came up with HIV is the virus that causes AIDS. So they were scaring people. How do I know they were scaring people? Listen to what Joyce said. I got something to tell you, but what is it? I tested positive with HIV. But I met this specialist who says that there are medications that I can take that will prevent my baby from getting HIV.
Mm.
So she started taking them, and then she started having lesions on her skin. And in 37 days, this healthy lady, did you hear her sister? Her
Yep.
sister said before she started taking the medicines, my sister was fine. She got
Yep.
admitted to the hospital. She continued to spiral down. In 37 days from the first pill, she was dead. Why am I mentioning all of this? Because the same people that introduced AZT, which is a chemotherapy in a pill form, is the same people that is introducing Pfizer and Moderna and AstraZeneca. I always say that dadgum name wrong. What is it called?
I can't pronounce.
Well, that too.
So I
And
know
now,
I'll be.
and now, and now, for people who think that they have HIV, they are now introducing
Yeah.
to them a HIV prevention injection. You have got to be some special if you let these people, after what they did to the generations in the 90s, I mean in the mid and late 80s and 90s, after what these people are guilty of, you have got to be some special to go and get this dadgum shot.
What?
Especially
Like
for
how
a
many you got to
virus
get?
that they have not even proven. 8. You got to get 2, your first
8.
2. Your first 2,
Got to be a month
you get
apart.
your first one, and then you get your second one a month later, and then you get 2, then you get a shot every 2 months. So in a year span,
Yep.
that's 8 shots.
Yep.
Of
I don't even
what?
want to tell the people how much it costs.
Of what? 8 shots of what? What are you putting in your bodies?
HIV.
See? It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense, man. When do it stop? This is the question that I'm asking. When does it stop? Everything is being driven off of medication that scientists have made. They are getting rich off of our health, dying,
Yep.
in other words. They are creating drugs and selling them to us, and we killing ourselves with them.
Right.
This next video that I'm finna show, because we're going to come back to this article here. This next video that I'm going to show, a little common sense with this video here. For those of you that may be on the fence, pay attention to what this guy here got to say. Hold on. Hold on. You ain't got to go nowhere yet. Hold on.
I mean, it's amazing for me to be in this knowledge, to know the secrets of the enemy, what the enemy has plans, the blueprint, and all that. And for me to go let certain people know, and they just turn it down and shut me away without even trying to, invest in or care or try to even figure it out if it's true or not.
Exactly. Because they believe in these people. Remember I said that in order for you to understand what these people are saying, you got to first understand that these people are your enemy.
Right.
Majority of people don't believe that they are enemy, man. They trust these people, man. They trust these people. What did the prophet say? Oppression makes a wise man angry. I'm mad because I understand that this is a form of oppression.
And the precept today is you envy your oppressor. Why do you envy your oppressor?
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Listen to this guy right here, man. Joe, son of Ben. He's a medical doctor, a virologist, and a microbiologist, right? I don't know what AMFAR is. So somebody can maybe look that up, but you see what I called it. They know the meds kill. Check it out.
Cynical enough to introduce drugs that they know will have toxic effects and will carry a certain mortality, and they know that the life of the drug before this mortality becomes too obvious to ignore is, say, 2 or 3 years, and they work out what the sales are going to be in those 2 or 3 years, and then they know they're going to have to reduce the dose.
Joyce has 2 sons. Jamal he's in his senior year of high school this year. Sterling will be 4 years old. And in my mind, they were robbed of their mother.
Did you hear what he said?
I barely understood him. It was choppy.
Okay. He said that these people that make these drugs know that these drugs are toxic to the bodies. And he also said that they know that they have a 2-year window before it becomes unnoticeable to the public. So what they do is they measure out how much money that they can make within those 2 years of turning that drug out before they have to start reducing the doses or take it off of the market because it done killed so many people.
That's a lot of people to get rid of. That's a lot of time to kill and get away with it in 2 years.
So we are a year within this right now, right? Pfizer and the Moderna era and the Johnson & Johnson era, right? And people think that I'm so crazy when I tell them, man, that we are going into a time where we're going to start seeing people drop dead. 10 years from now, our kids going to be sitting up watching television. They're going to be watching a sitcom, if there's still a such thing as a sitcom, and a lawyer commercial is going to come on. If you or your loved ones took the Pfizer shot and you are experiencing this or that, or you know someone who have died from it, call the Texas Hammer and we got a case for you. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be sitting up to see that, man.
Yeah.
They're going to be sitting up seeing that commercial.
They do their commercials years after it came out and then hit home. Wow.
They're gonna be sitting up watching that. If you are someone who have lost a loved one from the COVID-19 vaccination, call this number.
had serious injury, became a vegetable, and I ain't trying to poke fun. Then the person turn around, look at that person in a wheelchair, just slumped over and slumped. Hey, now they
Slobbing
can call to
everywhere.
get money
You
off
know,
of.
used to be normal. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? We used to sit up and talk together and laugh together. Now I got to change your diaper.
right. And why,
Right?
you know, the insurance company is in cahoots with the pharmacies, so you can't
Yes.
afford it. Then go ahead and get on this insurance that only provides it. Now you're on the insurance that only provides that medicine. Now you can get it. You can get your 8 shots a year. But hold on, 2 years later, the commercial come on. Now I gotta look at you slobbering in this wheelchair because you wanted to take it. You still got HIV and AIDS. You just doing it now in the wheelchair.
Exactly. Or you still got the Omicron variant. By then, it's going to be the denominator variant. We got the denominator variant now, and it's less severe and severe at the same time. And it don't make you as sick, but make you sicker. It don't,
yeah.
It don't make you
Only one
as
nostril
sick,
get
but you get
clogged up.
sicker. Only one nostril get clogged up and your eye bulges out your eye socket. But the vaccine is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. This is Shir Yeshub Judah. We didn't go too much over, man. I had a lot more information I wanted to bring out, but hey, I think we did a good job on bringing out what we had. You got anything you want to add, man, before we get out of here, brother?
Hey, for the Most High, by Hashem Yeshua will walk. Gosh, keep His commandments, because that's the whole duty of man.
That is the whole duty of man. And I'm like David. David said, look here. He said, 1,000 may fall in my left and 10,000 may fall in my right. He said, but it shall not come nigh unto me. I ain't worried about none of this stuff that's out here. Look, like I told the dude the other day, we was sitting up talking. I said, I'm not scared of getting sick. I said, I'm scared of dying because my life ain't right. I said, once I get that part right, I ain't gonna even be scared of dying. But getting sick, I ain't scared of getting sick. You know what I'm saying? So your Delta variant, bring it on. Your Omicron variant, bring it on. All of that stuff, they'll bring it on. Why? Because I know my creator and he took his time when he created me. And he built something inside of me that was beautiful, that was called an immune system. And I don't need your synthetic immune system going up in my body wrecking it. You dig what I'm saying? I don't need that. I do enough damage to my body, my own self, that I don't need y'all to help me do it, man. So with that being said, I'm Shir Yeshub Judah. Done. Yeah. This is Truth Be Told Flex Podcast. We like to thank y'all for sharing this time with us. Next week we're going to have guests on as well. Next week is going to be a show that's going to be a little different than what it normally is, and we hope that you guys come back and spend that time with us. We probably gonna have some fun next week too. You know how it is when your pod get on the show. So and it's gonna be a pretty good show. But with that being said, we're gonna take you up out of here the same way we brought you in. Shalom.
It's all unraveling. It's all unraveling. Listen in case you didn't know. It's almost getting close. In case you didn't know.
This has been real. We would like to thank you, and we will see you at this same time next week.
Only the ones with no faith that take the vaccines. Step to me with it, I'ma make your back lean. We at the end, new saw to make a more. Christ about to come and mop the floor up. Walking up in Louis V with your mask on. Check the me's, man, they about to get their blast on. interpretation. Isaiah 55:11, so it ain't no faking. Crack your dough, it's getting close. I'm here to tell you, just in case you didn't know. Listen in case you didn't know. No. It's almost getting close. In case you didn't know. No. It's on unraveling. Babylon got pregnant with a daughter.